All right, so next project is this car again. This is Beaumont week or month or whatever. Has a loose, what I believe to be a loose drag link. If you watch. I got lots of play this way. I don't have any play this way, which means it's not a wheel bearing. And if we look at here, if you can see, the drag link's right there. You can see it's got a lot of slop in there. So I'm taking that out. I've got a new one that's going in. I broke down and bought an air hammer and a ball joint chisel or a pickle fork to get that off, because they will not come off just by banging on them, or they will eventually, but they're kind of difficult. So that's the next project. We're going to get going on that. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get cracking here right away. All right, so we're going to get the castle nut off from the top here. It's a 3/4 inch nut. Okay, so that's done. And then we're going to get the air hammer and see if we can make that come loose. Okay, well, I don't know how good I'm going to be able to see this, but let's see if it works. Not even budging it. So the air hammer doesn't work, not enough juice, but I did buy a manual with a hammer. Let's see if we can make that work. Knock this over. Done. $10 tool. Probably save you some $100 in labor. I don't know, 20 bucks, wherever they charge to change this out. Next is these two bolts here. This and this, and that thing's out. Now those go through these holes here. You put your socket through there, your wrench on here, and they're off. So not too exciting. So I'm going to get them out, and then we'll get the old one, new one installed. All right, here we go. I don't know how much you can see, but you get the gist of it. While I'm here, you can see how this tire is worn. It's actually cut, but it's worn pretty good on the inside here. These tires were a couple $100. Now they're like $300 or $400. So I got another set there that are going on it. Okay, so we'll going blind on here. Make sure I got the right socket, 9/16. Yep. All right, we'll get these off now. So 9/16, both sides. These are stove bolts, so you don't need lock washers on this side. There we go. One. Now, they sit fairly tight in the socket, so you don't have to worry so much about dropping it in the frame rail. And if they do, then you're fishing it out with a magnet. But, or you can leave it in there and get another bolt. Let's do this. I'm going by touchy-feely here. There we go. There we go. Oh, ouch. Just got to get this. So there's the old one. Hard to say whether it's worn out or not, but that's a starting point. I mean, there's lots of linkage in here. That could be loose, but you start with what is obvious, and then you work your way. So a lot of times when you replace a worn out part and that's tight, then other parts start showing up as being loose. There we go. All right. Okay, so I got the new one versus the old one. They look the same. No, I think so. This is quite a bit smoother than this one, but I think maybe it's just a matter of this got to get worked in. In any case, let's put it on here. So we'll get the bolts. Fed through here first. Let's look at this one, top one in. Here we go. It's the old one. Don't want to do that. There's the new one. Here's the new one. So it's got a bend to it. This bend goes inside, and that clears basically the frame rail here. Okay, so we get that on here. I'm just going to reuse the hardware. And then we'll zap it on good and tight. For crying out loud.
A few moments later.
All right, so that's on. And where did I turn this? Okay. The wrong way. There we go. One. Socket stuck to the bolt. All right, got another one here. I'll work on that, getting that out later. All right, I've been struggling with this simple repair for the past half hour. I got this on, the new one, and it would not clear the center link. I couldn't get the center link through the hole here. So I looked, measured up, took the old one, took the new one. They both, this sits a little higher. New one sits a little higher, but it has a drop here, which makes it equal to what we're dealing with here. The only problem is that hole on the old one is bigger than this one. So this will not fit through, won't get past the threaded part of the link on the center link, the stud. So unfortunately, that's not going to work, or it's got to get drilled out, and I don't have a drill that's going to be able to do that. At least go through that heavy. So I'm going to put this old one back on and just call it a day. And I'll take it to an alignment shop and actually see what's loose, and if it's that, then they can mess around with it. I'll take that with me. But yeah, so anyhow, today's a failure, but it ain't for lack of trying. So we'll catch up later. Next bit of excitement will be the transmission is going to go into the car. So still nothing leaking out of there. It's dry. So I'm happy with that. So got to get this up in the air, clear it higher, the whole bit as high as I can get it, and then the next episode is of hot rodding. Redneck way is getting that tranny in. So catch up on the next video. Thanks for watching.